SEC Freshman of the Year. And on the other side, we've got the senior Aaliyah Finnegan, 8 career 10s. She could absolutely put up another one tonight. That would go a long way for LSU.
Let's get underway with the first rotation here inside Rec Hall. Kentucky will start on vault. They will go in Olympic order, followed by bars, where LSU begins. Arkansas on the finicky beam, and Michigan State on the floor. This is going to be so good. Here's Delaney Rodriguez to start it off.
Tight landing. The camera angle's kind of tough to see if those feet shuffled or not, but Kentucky was on fire in the semifinal, got 13 out of 18 landings, won a repeat today.
Here's LSU on bars with the fantastic freshman Lexi Zeiss. All right,
Perfect
it's a stick fest early. This is incredible.
To start off for LSU, we saw that performance in the semifinals on Thursdays. Those bar mats were sticky, Alex. We were asking for glue and tape.
Arkansas got through along with LSU on Thursday night in the evening session of the second round. Callista Gamiao, cool, calm, and collected. I don't know, Kennedy, if there's anyone I would rather be having for Arkansas open up a competition.
We're aligned again, Alex. I was thinking the same thing. If I were to have somebody start, I'm picking Callista every single time. You're going to see this beam is rock solid. If she can get the stick on the dismount, what a great way to get the momentum going for Arkansas. And Delaney starting it off strong for Michigan State. She's such a technical gymnast. You're going to see a lot of extension from Delaney. Has worked on that leadership as well this year, a little more vocal. Head coach Mike Rowe appreciated that about her gymnastics ability and also the leadership she has off the floor as well for the team. Oh, couldn't find that dismount. Big step forward. That's at least a 10th, maybe 2.
It's good routine up until then, though. Delaney last 21 routines for her. We'll also see her on bars and beam. They've gone 9-8 or better. Her last miss all the way back on January 24th. 9.85 for Rodriguez on vault. Now left side Prokaski for Kentucky.
Small shuffle back. Gotta find those landings. Those vaults are starting at a 9.95. They're half a 10th down from that 10.0 start value vault. So on those Yurchenko fulls, that flare out, you've got to find it.
Michigan State is 13th in the country on floor. So this is an area where they are going to try to get ahead, though. Vault, bars, and beam kind of more their events, which is a bit surprising because we know the attitude and the flair that we see from the Spartans, Kennedy.
Yeah, we mentioned they're a swaggy team along with Missouri this year. They've just got this presence. It's eye-catching, and they show that off in the dance. You're going to see that especially in the back end of the lineup with Gabby and Nikki and Skyla.
Right side, Ashley Cowan, the junior for LSU, follows up Lexi Zeiss's 9.925. And Maddie Walagora on the left side of your screen. Is this ever an important beam routine for her? They had to drop her 9.025 on Thursday, and they were kind of playing catch-up from there.
Like you mentioned, Alex, she struggled, and she struggled throughout the season on beam a little bit. You've got to stay calm in this regional competition. We talked about it earlier. These meets are tricky. National championships almost feels a little more relaxed because you can kind of go full out, but you've got to make it there, putting that pressure on the regional final especially. And way to rise to the moment for Maddie Walagora. Such an improvement. That's where she had that mistake in the semifinal on Thursday. Great bounce back.
So much better. Now Michaela Tucker, so powerful. A 5'10" gymnast. Coach Mike Rowe told us that she is the tallest gymnast he has ever coached. The sophomore's got a lot of power, though, following up Delaney's 9.85.
Maddie putting in nice work here, settling her nerves. I like how sharply she's finishing out of her skills. That's the confidence the team also wants to see throughout the beam lineup. the more sure they look on top of the beam, the easier it is for the next person up. Wrapping up with this dismount here.
Nice.
Arkansas's first stick of the night from Maddie Walagora. She should feel proud of that routine.
That is primal. I don't think you can think of that in advance. Maddie, the 6th year from Texarkana, Texas. Started her career at Alabama, finishing it off still in the SEC, was all SEC at Arkansas this season. All right, now Cecily Rizzo on the left for Kentucky. They have just gone 9-8, 5-9-8. This is a team that stuck 13 out of their 18 dismounts total on Thursday. And they need to find it, and they do. Kennedy, the team that sticks their most landings today is going to advance. The two that do it the most, I mean, that's what it comes down to at this level.
This is coming down to those landings, Alex, and they needed this from the sophomore. I love that flare out in the vault. Open those arms out at the exact right moment to find her feet to the ground, but this is such a tough competition. We know that it's gonna come down to those sticks.
Kaylin Chio follows up Ashley Cowan's 9.875. Kaylin is not competing in the all-around today because as it is slated, this is really exciting. We might see Connor McLean make her return to floor for the first time since rupturing her Achilles leading up to the Olympics last season. At least she's in there, and we hope that she gets the opportunity, don't we?
We do. We want to see her so badly back in these lineups. And Kaylin Chio flying on the bar, such a beautiful bar swinger. She's dynamic and graceful at the same time, a hard balance to strike. Biggest deduction in that routine is going to be that shuffle and the feet on the dismount, but her work on top of the bar and throughout was stunning.
All right, Arkansas off to a great start. Gamyao with a 9.85. You will take that every second of the day. Now, this is a big routine for Priscilla Park. This is where Arkansas wants to build the momentum leading up to Cammie Weaver and Jocelyn Robertson, the unbelievable freshman, the first ever freshman All-American for Arkansas and the first world champion to ever compete for the Razorbacks. She's at the bottom of the lineup, and they want her to be able to go really big.
Priscilla working nicely and smoothly on top of the beam. Oh, and a mistake from Elle. That is supposed to be a front double twist. She's not going to get credit for that skill. She can make a correction and maybe try and repeat it, but...
I mean, you can't try another pass at this point.
So... yeah. I mean, I don't know how easily she could throw that in. It's not like she ends with a front pass. She ends with a 1.5 front layout, so she's just going to start tense down a little bit, probably not going to get that 10.0 start value on this routine.
Well, I mean, the good news is that 5 highest scores count. You do get to drop one. You can make one error, and right there is Michigan State's from Beauvais. They have a 9.85, 9.875. Good scores, especially at the top of the lineup with Steven Smith and Schulte to come. They're capable of huge numbers there. And so is Mackenzie Wilson on the left side of your screen right now. Cecily Rizzo with a 9.9 from a 9.95 start value.
Drilled another landing. That chest position was pretty low, though. Curious to see what the judges decide to do with that. She was fighting for that stick, has that seniority and leadership to go for it, but couldn't get it with the posture at the end, unfortunately.
You know, she's been on with her landings, though. She had a 9.9 and stuck her vault on Thursday. So, good news, yes, they'll take a little bit off for that pike down, but the feet did not move. You can't take a deduction there. We'll see what the judges do with it. Here's our first look at Aaliyah Finnegan, the 12-time All-American. She is competing in the all-around, though important to note the all-around competition. Oh, wow, way over there as Finnegan saves it. But just quickly, the all-around competition, it's not like a regional winner comes from that. It just means they're going to compete all 4 events. This is all about the team. You got to finish in the top 2 here.
Aaliyah Finnegan bouncing back nicely after that struggle a little bit with the first cast handstand. Great job finding the landing as well. If It's tricky when you have to fight, even on the first skill. It seems simple, like a cast handstand, but bars has endurance and strength, and the more you fight through the bar, the harder the routine starts to get.
Arkansas is competing on fire so far. Back-to-back 9.875s for Maddie and Priscilla. Here is Callie Swaney. Good is not going to be good enough today for these four teams. They have to be on, because the winner, I'm telling you right now, the winner is going to be at least in the mid 197s, probably in the high 197s. There's not a lot of margin for error for any of these four teams.
Callie doing a nice job keeping that on top of the beam. That triple series is difficult. And a clean landing from Gabby Stephen, what she does best. She is finding these landings in the postseason incredibly well.
Gabby Stephen, a mix of powerful and also elegant, which is so difficult. And they're trying to drop their score, 9.65. You see on the right score tower on your screen, it is grayed out, which means that is the score that is going to be dropped at this moment.
Callie wrapped up that routine well. That actually might be the score that they want to drop with that balance error in between on that acro series. But a good spot. She stayed on top of the beam. They're putting up nice scores here, competing for more than themselves. We said they were going to come out on fire, and they're coming out on fire again today. Super impressed.
This could be the final team competition for a Kentucky staple. Bella Magnelli as she starts her afternoon.
Has so much height on that vault. That starts from a 10.0. Couldn't find her feet to the landing, but wow, the distance she gets on that is really nice.
So far, a good start for Kentucky on vault, though they're looking for a much bigger score, I think, that Magnelli will get from Skylar Killer-Wilhelm, the Washington transfer. Is this the year for Michigan State? They've waited so long. Mike Rowe has built this into now a program that can make a national championship. They haven't done it since 1988. LSU, on the other hand, is the defending national champion. They only won for the first time in program history last year. Connor's going to try to add to this LSU bars rotation that at the moment is dropping Finnegan's 9.85.
Wow, wow, such a reach. I'm so impressed that Connor even caught that. She is one of the best bar swingers in the country. Look at the form. Stumble on that dismount, but wow, the grit she had to reach and stay on top of the bar was impressive. Cammie Weaver looking like a rock for Arkansas as well. Had a great competition in the semifinal on Thursday. And that pack salto down to the low bar was so high and so far away.
You were right, Kennedy, though. They are looking to drop Swaney's 9.8. So consistent for Arkansas on beam. I mean, you get through beam, Arkansas is going to put themselves in a really good position here, and they'll move to floor where they're just excellent, 9th in the country.
Yeah, Alex, I mean, they're starting on the scariest quote-unquote event.
Right.
And if they can get through this, I mean, if Cammie can get this dismount, this will be a really good score for them. Oh!
Picture perfect. Yep.
That's going to be at least a 9.9. That was a huge routine. I saw minimal errors throughout. One of her best she's ever done.
Let's see what the Big Ten Gymnast of the Year, Nikki Smith, can do here for Michigan State. Just their 3rd in program history, first since 2007. She'll compete in the all-around as well. All right, left side. This is a really big vault already here for Kentucky. Just one score of 9.9 or better. That's Rizzo's 9.9.
Big test for Skylar here. Struggled on the landing. Oh! Had that step backwards. A bit of an improvement, though, in her knees. It looked like a hard landing in the semifinal. Came in too hot. Nikki finishing with her last pass, front through to double tuck. Tried to find that landing, had to take the lunge forward, but shouldn't be too big of a deduction there.
Yeah, the lunge forward, there will be a 10th, but Nikki Smith putting together a good routine as they try to drop the 9.65. And here's the showstopper for Arkansas, Jocelyn Robertson. The alternate for Team USA in Paris. 9.925 in the most pressure-packed situation of her collegiate career on Thursday night.
And they've set her up even better today. Can feel loose. They've got some good scores up there.
And what about Haley Bryant in her final season? The reigning NCAA all-around champion on the right side of your screen.
Swinging beautifully on the bars. And Jocelyn with a repeat stick on the acro series. Wraps up with this front full at the end. She's not gonna see those feet coming down to the ground, so she's gonna try and spot her coach in front of her. Found her! What a good rotation for Arkansas to start it off. I'm so proud of them. The bounce back, having the injury in the semifinal. This team is special.
Jocelyn Robertson is just nails. I wonder if she's the missing piece here for Arkansas.
You know, they've elevated their gymnastics over the years, but her coming in and making an immediate impact on this Arkansas Razorback team has been so helpful. Head coach Jordan Weber said she's just a delight to coach, so fun in the gym.
Michigan State is very much right in the thick of it, though, if they can get a great routine here from Schulte and drop elbow phase 9.65. Had a 9.85 in the second round, but she tied her career high with a 9.975 as the anchor on floor at the Big Ten Championship, where Michigan State finished runner-up to UCLA.
Big opening pass, the same one we just saw Nikki Smith do. I love how they do these back-to-back full twisting double tucks, both equally flying high in the air. Clean on those leaps as well. The judges need to see those feet all the way around and completed. Rock solid.
Every team, Kennedy, has thrown the first punch, and they are all right in the middle of the ring at this point. Robertson's score was a 9.95, big one coming from Schulte. I would venture to say we're back into the 9.9 range here for Michigan State to close out their floor rotation.
What a great start.
Well, the NCAA Gymnastics Regional Finals continues this weekend on ESPN+. We are the first of 4, which means 3 more to come. Today, 7 p.m. Eastern, the Utah Regional Final, UCLA, Minnesota, Utah, and Denver will battle it out, and then 2 more tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern in Alabama, 8 p.m. Eastern finish up in Washington. What a start, and what a competition. Haley Bryant scored 9.9, which means LSU's at a 49.45. Michigan State just behind with a 49.425, and Arkansas right now in third, chasing them down by the least amount possible, a quarter of a tenth. Kentucky very much still right there as well. Well, the first rotation absolutely lived up to the billing. And the good news is that we still have 3 more to come. So going into the second rotation, down by almost 2/10 after the first rotation, and LSU will be on the beam. Michaela Tucker to vault on the left side. Rizzo on bars for Kentucky right side. Oh, that's how you start it.
The first ball for Michigan State is a stick. Might see another 10 from that team. Could be from anybody in the back half of that lineup. Nikki's capable, Gabby and Sage. Cecily putting in good work on the bars as well. Rushing a little bit through the routine. Found the dismount though. Great job holding on to it. Had a lot of momentum out of it actually. Had to fight to keep it on her heels.
LSU begins on beam with Sierra Ballard. This is the number 5 rotation in the country, according to the national qualifying score, the way that gymnastics is ranked. Tells you how good LSU is. 5th is their lowest rotation in event ranking.
Sierra always starts out this rotation calmly. Great job, had so much power there. Had to hold on to that lunge. Takes that seniority not to rush out of it.
Gym 985 to lead off beam on Thursday night for LSU. Let's see how Gamiao starts floor. Also the lead off on beam.
Callista so strong on floor. That double pike is so consistent. It's a rinse and repeat. I see her do that like it every single time. Sierra moving gracefully on the beam. Takes a long time through a routine.
Kennedy, truly don't know where to look at this moment. I'm trying to like look straight in the middle so in the periphery I can see both routines at once.
There's so many rock stars at this region. Like Sierra Ballard nailing that round off double twist. It's tough. I don't know where to look either. So much exciting gymnastics on our screen. Callista wrapping up this 3-pass routine with her double tuck. Clean landing from her. Nice way to start off the rotation for them, get the floor going.
And on the left side, the freshman from Arkansas, competing for Michigan State, Amy Doyle on vault.
Tried to find that landing, really clean hop, minimal deduction there on the way out. Michigan State has all 10.0 start value vaults, gives them a little bit of an advantage over the rest of the competition.
Andy Reigert, the senior from Ohio, following up Rizzo's 9.8. And remember, Kentucky has work to do. The numbers that you see on the bottom right with the minus sign next to it means how close they are to second place, because the top 2 advance. It doesn't matter if you're 1 or 2, you've got to be in that top half.
Head coach Tim Garrison and Annie have worked on this bar routine a lot this season, even changing the dismount to this double tuck so she can spot it easier.
And did she just float down?
So floaty, so light on her feet. Had a step in the semifinal. I'm so happy she was able to find it today.
Maybe that'll get the momentum on the right feet for Kentucky. LSU now Ballard 9.9. And Cohen trying to back that up with another big score. Haley Klein, sophomore from the right side of your screen for Arkansas. I think she gets a belated present to head to Fort Worth. .985 was the score for Gamiao.
Kylie with the same dismount we just saw from Sierra Ballard. And another repeat stick. That double twist is hard to find. And Haley with a stick of her own and her double tuck out of her front through before it.
Kennedy, when you are the favorite, how do you approach a competition? LSU has kind of been the favorite all year long in a lot of ways, and of course they've had the X on their back being the defending national champion. Does it make it harder? Does it make it easier?
I think it makes it harder, and I think what LSU has done well this year, why they're so successful again, is because they're not really thinking that way. They're just trying to do their best big gymnastics and then being rewarded for it.
Olivia Zarmani for Michigan State.
I love that. Yurchenko 1.5, flared those arms out at the right moment. Great job from Haley on the floor. Have some good scores to start. Have Jolie coming in next. First time out, freshman. Pressure's on, regional final.
At least as you said, she does have some scores to work with at the front end of that lineup. So does Kaylin Chio, nothing below a 9-9 at the moment on beam for LSU. Chio, the SEC Freshman of the Year, set the record with 9 Freshman of the Week honors. Tied for 5th in the all-around in the country with Selena Harris-Miranda of Florida. Man, they looked good last night.
Kaylin is a perfectionist. Attacks her skills just like Jillian is on bars. Super clean swinging from her. Got the stick on this in the semifinal. The rest of the lineup ends with this dismount. It's a double layout. Drills again. A repeat performance from Jillian Prakaski. Exactly what head coach Tim Garrison wants. They need these landings. It's going to come down to that.
Yeah, she had a career-high 9-9 on vault, a season-high 9-9-2-5 on bars on Thursday. Prakaski is having herself quite a meet in her final go-around.
Your bodies don't feel better at the end of the career. So it's always impressive to me when seniors excel at the end of their career, and Kaylin Chio coming out hot in the beginning of her career again, getting a great routine under her belt for the beam.
How about another freshman? Jolie Lang is making her career floor debut in one of the most pressure-packed spots you can at the regional final, with the 1, 8, and 9 seeds here along with your team.
So much power, especially on an event like floor that you've never competed. It is hard to find that balance of how hard to go. We know that she can fly. We've seen it on the vault.
Speaking of vault, Nikki Smith. Following up Steven from a couple of nights ago. Kennedy's just shaking her head. I don't think that the words are going to come anytime soon here.
Did we just witness back-to-back 10s from Michigan State? So clean again. Finds the landing. They are so good at that on vault. Toughest event to find those landings. That's all you really are going for on that event.
Judges are going to have a lot to think about right there already. Back-to-back 9-9-2-5s counting. The score dropped by Amy Doyle as a 9-8-5. All right, let's gain our composure here. 9-9-5 for Chio. For LSU on beam, Connor McLean, a beam queen of her own right. Back on now for the Tigers. Nikki Smith's score was a 9-9-5 on vault.
Connor McLean has stunning work on top of the beam. She's so light, it looks effortless when she's up there. Almost bounces out of her skills because she jumps so high into them. Big Jaeger for Isabella Ravelli, straight down to her low bar release. Some of those releases, if you see them immediately from their high bar, don't have to hit the handstand. Tried to find that landing on the double layup, just had her feet a little too far behind her, but her work throughout the rest of the routine was pretty exquisite.
Yeah, Coach Tim Garrison told us about Ravelli coming in as a transfer. She just doesn't take anything for granted, and trust her a lot because they put her in Haley Davis's spot on bars. Talk about injuries, though. We mentioned, you know, Frankie Price, of course, but Haley Davis suffered a hand injury in training last week that ended her career. She was just named an All-American for the first time. I mean, what a freak thing right before regionals. And that is a big loss for Kentucky when you look at the way that they put their lineups together. All right. Gabby Stephen on the left side of your screen, coming off her first career perfect 10 on vault, second on any apparatus in her career.
So much power on that vault. I mean, she really blasts that. The distance away from the table is so impressive. That's a minimal deduction in the step, half a tenth to a tenth.
Yeah,
really
pretty good there.
Clean twisting, though.
This has been a huge vault rotation now for Michigan State with just Sage Kellerman, who's amazing still to come. And now what can Arkansas do? Dropping the 9.625 in this moment, but they need hits from Jones, Walagora, and Robertson to stay in this competition.
I'm putting my money on Maddie Jones every single time on floor. She is so fun to watch. This routine is my favorite she's done in her career. Kind of like Callista, it's a rinse and repeat. Performs those skills just like that every single time.
9.925 for her on Thursday on floor. And a 9.95 on bars. We'll see Arkansas finish this competition on bars.
And Haley Bryant just floating her way through her beam routine. Watch this pop on the front tuck.
I mean, talk about rinse and repeat.
What a great floor routine from Maddie Jones. So clean, those lunges were perfect. Should be a really great score from them. Great bounce back from Jolie.
Tiniest of hops back on that dismount for Haley Bryant, but another good score for LSU. This is where they're trying to separate themselves a little bit and add some space between them and second place. And if Aaliyah Finnegan hits, they will do just that. I mean, at the moment, they're going to drop a 9.9. And Haley Bryant's score is going to be up there, too. I got news for you. All right, Delaney Rodriguez, the all-arounder, trying to get back into that 9.9 territory. They had almost 2/10 to make up after the first rotation.
Delaney is completely unfazed by pressure in this back half of the line, and she rises to it just like Sage Kellerman on the left side of your screen.
Yup. 9.925 on Thursday. That was even better.
That was a great improvement on that vault. Looked a little bit further away from the table even than her regional semifinal competition. So much better in the distance. Clean stick, feet aren't wider than shoulder width apart.
They are not going to count anything below a 9.9. I'd be shocked if Sage's score is not a 9.9 plus. So this was a huge vault rotation for Michigan State. Their season high is 49.6. So they are just off of that at this moment with a 9.85. Aaliyah will finish up for LSU on beam. Arkansas has Maddie Walagora. Maddie Jones, a 9.95 is the score. And Kellerman's just came in for Michigan State of a 9.95. They have surpassed their season high on vault with a 49.65.
Maddie opens with a big front double twist. Great landing out of that. That was really high. I like the flight that she got on that one. Aaliyah is just so composed when she competes every single event, but especially on beam. It's why she's in the anchor spot. She looks like she's on the floor the way she is performing. And another stuck dismount for LSU. They're in a good spot when you're dropping a 9.9.
Insane. And for context, if you get a 9.9 on every single event, you hit a 198. If LSU hits a 198, they're going to go through today, and they are bettering that. Also, a 49.5 on every event is a 198. You can look at it that way as well, and look where they are at a 49.625.
Maddie Wildcats, so fun finishing that routine for Arkansas. Great work from both Maddies, getting them back on track, setting up Jocelyn nicely in the anchor spot.
And there's just no room for error. Kentucky has had a very good bars rotation, but they really need a big score here from Kilo Wilhelm. They were in 4th going into this second rotation. They are dropping just a 9-8, but counting a 9-8-5. I mean, in a competition like this, when you count 9-8-5s, it almost makes you vulnerable.
Skylar can deliver on this event. One of the reasons she was recruited for Kentucky was her bars. Beautiful job there on that cast handstand. Wraps with another double layout. Oh, tried to find that landing.
Just one more competitor left. And we'll see what the judges do there with the landing from Kilo Wilhelm. Everything else was rock solid. Wildcats had a 9-9. Jocelyn has been training for this moment her entire life, though. This is just somewhere that she thrives.
She has one of the best double layouts in the country. Watch the amplitude she gets on this first pass. Always has to fight to keep it in bounds because she's so high in the air. And another one just pops it up there so effortlessly.
Frankie was doing the routine right along with her. Usually this is Frankie's spot. And Coach Jordan Weaver said after that lower body injury to Frankie Price on Thursday night on floor, they are doing it for Frankie, dedicating this meet to her.
Jocelyn also excels at her leaps, like right there, hits the split at the very top. Seems easy, it is not. Most athletes don't have that patience to wait on the rise.
There's Frankie.
Frankie giving it her absolute all on the side. Yes, Frankie. Last pass for Jocelyn here. Ends with a double tuck. Wow!
Exclamation point.
So good for Jocelyn Robertson. Way to step up in the anchor spot.
You know, when Arkansas has something to compete for, they just need to like create something every single week because they just thrive under this environment.
The way that they have risen this season through the adversity that they have faced is so impressive to me. They get better almost everything that happens. They bounce back stronger.
So 9-9-5, 9-9, how Arkansas finishes, and then Jocelyn Robertson's score. They are going to be still right in the thick of it when it was all said and done. But LSU with that 49-6-7-5, absolutely blowing the roof off of Rec Hall, and they are looking to get back to the... Talk about flying. Jaleel Lang follows up a 9-8-7-5. Cammie Weaver just off that 9-9 that she scored on Friday.
Drilled one in the semifinal, just saw her drill one in the warm-up. Oh, and another one. She does that. She probably has stuffed more vaults this season than she's taken steps. Way to deliver as a freshman and way to bounce back from that floor performance as well.
That can really skyrocket Arkansas here. Remember, they had just under 2/10 to make up to get to that second spot, which is the final qualifying spot to Fort Worth in the national championship. Kylie Cohen finishes off for LSU on floor. Very solid there for the sophomore who entered the floor lineup just 5 meets ago. Hasn't gone below 9-8-7-5 there. Big moment now for Kentucky. Kreslin Bros had a mistake. They had to count, score Bros and Lee. One of them was dropped. Then Chesney Bennett, Wilhelm, and Magnelli followed it up with hit routines. But they want to be building momentum, not trying to get back into it.
Kreslin is such a confident gymnast up on the beam. delivers, had that uncharacteristic mistake like you mentioned in the semifinal. Looks great today. Seeing minimal deductions from her skills, finishing sharply out of them as well.
Oh, and a shimmy. Do whatever you want at this point, Gabby Stephen. Kennedy, is this the best gymnastics we've seen in her career?
Yes, and impressive. I mentioned it earlier. Your body gets tired the more you do sports, especially something so tough and physically taxing like gymnastics, and she has never looked better than in this season. Kreslin Rose with the stick. Great job. Nice bounce back from her semifinal performance.
That was exactly what Kentucky needed in the worst way. Rose really needed that. They dropped her 9.675 on beam on Thursday, and they had to count Lee's, which was in the 9.7 range. They are trying to very much not do that. And they already started with the 9.925 from Delaney to lead off beam. Kylie Cohen at a 9.85, a little bit below where we usually see her. Sierra Ballard now for LSU. On the left, Dakota Essenprice for Arkansas on vault.
Great job from Sierra there, like she always does. Really big double layout. Has had a lot of great role models as well throughout her career. The niece of head coach Jay Clark, and her mom went to the Olympics for Canada, has so much experience to pull from.
And can Sharon Lee follow up the 9.925 for bros? Okay, Kentucky is turning it on. This is exactly what we needed to see from the Wildcats.
This is the event that they can turn it on, Alex, for sure. They have one of the hardest beam compositions in the country, like that triple series right there from Sharon. Well done.
She nailed it, and that'll give her some confidence.
And it's so hard to break into this lineup because they're so strong on beam. Sharon's done a good job this season, really stepping up. Has had a lot of consistent performances on beam.
I mean, Kentucky was so heartbroken after last year where they finished third at the Fayetteville Regional with a 197.475, potentially the best team in program history. They also competed with LSU and Arkansas. And those were the two teams that made it through to the national championship. And Tim Garrison said it just comes down to the second day of regionals. There was nothing else that I would change about last season.
And they're coming in hot on beam. Sharon getting another beam stick. Nikki can be money on this dismount. And she showed up today. Great routine for Olivia, excuse me, not Nikki. So strong. She's drilled that landing multiple times this season.
Rachel Garrison just absolutely beaming at this start. I guess pun intended there for Kentucky. With Chesney Bennett, Skylar Killow-Wilhelm, and Isabella Magnelli still to come. Haley Klein now with Dakota Essenprice, the low score at the moment with a 9.825.
I saw her drill one in warm-up. Much improved, though, on that 1.5. Had a bigger step in the semifinal. I like that. That one was a little bit smaller. Cleaner vault from Haley.
Huge energy here this afternoon from Arkansas. And here we go, Connor McLean. Her floor return for the first time since rupturing her Achilles leading up to the Olympics.
And looking like she didn't miss a beat. Wow, starting with a huge double layout. What a treat for us. What did we do to deserve witnessing her first routine back on floor? So exciting. What a moment for Connor McLean.
And Kentucky tries to continue this beam rotation at 9.95 for Lee.
Chesney's been super impressive to me stepping up as a freshman already in the back half of Kentucky's beam lineup. Opens with this triple series. So good. Different from Sharon, she does 2 layout step outs at the end instead of 1. Even more challenging.
Connor. Just as
crushing
good as ever.
So hard. You would never know that she's been out the way that she is performing this routine.
Wow. If that's her first routine back, what's her second gonna be like?
Scary, Alex.
And that follows Sierra Ballard's 9-9. Chesney Bennett is going to have another big score coming here for Kentucky. The freshman just putting it down with only SKW and Bella still to come. This is the beam rotation of this season right now here for Kentucky. Nikki Smith on bars. 9-9 for Zarmani. Robertson with Caitlin Ewald, the Illinois transfer, in the anchor spot for Frankie Price.
Oh, step back for Jocelyn. That ball is difficult. You complete a half twist before you come onto the table. Way to nail it for Nikki Smith.
Man, I'm so impressed right now. This is exactly the competition that we were hoping for, and it's going to come down to the wire in the 4th rotation. And 2 teams are unfortunately going to be very disappointed, but nothing to hang their head about with the way that they have come out and competed. You really wish you could send all 4 through. I know maybe that's cliche, but I don't know if it's ever been more true. Drayton following up the 9-9 from McLean.
Mario opens with the same pass we just saw from Connor. Big double layout here. One of her better ones. Didn't even really need that lunge out of it. Skylar putting in nice work on top of the beam as well. She came in so prepped this season, even showing up to the inner squats and full hair and makeup. For context, usually we don't do that.
You don't?
Skylar was ready to go for Kentucky, though. Wanted to start making an impact on these lineups from day 1.
And this is why she transferred from Washington, for this kind of moment. Try to get her team to the national final, and the national championship, that is.
Clean routine from Amari. They're doing a good job of consistency. Kind of LSU's MO, though, is consistent big gymnastics.
Biggest vault in Katie Ewald's life right here. They're dropping Jocelyn Robertson's score, which just came in of 9-8.
Nice effort. Controlled hop back. We don't usually see her in the vault lineup as often. They've had to make some changes, obviously, with Frankie Price out. And
now to someone with all the experience you could hope for Mike Rowe's team. Delaney Harkness, the 5th year from Leslie, Michigan. Just a small town half-hour south of East Lansing. Following up a 9-9-7-5 from Nikki Smith. They're setting up the bottom of this lineup here.
She just floats through this bar routine. The last 3 competitors have stuck their dismount for Michigan State. Oh, the biggest deduction for that routine is going to come from that dismount. Her work on top of the bar, though, was stunning. Really floats through that routine nicely.
All right, let's enjoy this here for Bella Magnelli. Already on beam, Kentucky's guaranteed a 49.45 with that 9.775 from Chesney Bennett. They are trying to drop this score from one of the best beam workers in the country.
They call her the beam queen for a reason. And it's because of skills like that, having great dynamics in her gymnastics, as well as precision, really concise on her landings.
Ranked 6th in the country on beam this year. Still looking for perfection.
Aaliyah Finnegan with perfection of her own in that first double Arabian opening tumbling pass.
Oh, she's disappointing herself, you can tell. She holds herself to the highest standard. We'll see what that score comes in for Bella. It's going to be better than a 9.775, so they'll be able to drop that. And they're counting 3 9.925 plus scores before Bennett's.
Before the dismount, that routine was looking really great. Kind of just rushed off the beam, especially on those gainers. You've got to have the patience to wait and get the lift first before you start flipping. Hard to be patient, though, when you're at the regional final. That's what it's 2.5 front tuck.
Wow.
Such an improvement on that. They've taken out some steps in her floor routines to help stay in bounds, and it is working so well in the postseason.
She competed in the Olympics for the Philippines, the first ever female gymnast to do so. Now she is still excelling at college and looking to get her team right back to the national championship with just Haley Bryant to come. She is very deserving of that crown. The goal this season for LSU is protect the crown, not necessarily to repeat, but to protect all the attributes that they've learned along the way and protect their culture. And they are doing just that. How about Michigan State finishing up after a 9.825 from Harkness? They're gonna have to count one of those, but still a big bars rotation on the way.
Sage is at the end of this lineup because of her swing. Goes really high on her single bar releases and dismount like you're gonna see coming up here. Great landing for Sage Kellerman into the pose. Show it off.
Arkansas with that 49.225. Isabella Magnelli with a 9.85 gives them a 49.525. So they are in better position as Kentucky is going to pass Arkansas here no matter what happens, because just Michigan State and LSU have scores to come in. So it is going to be the top 2 seeds that are in position at this point. Also the only 2 that have scored a 198 plus this season. After 3 rotations will be advancing. Haley Bryant will close out floor for LSU.
Opens with that big double front. That pass is so hard to find the landing on the way out. You're not seeing your feet coming into the ground. Haley has so much experience, though.
Finnegan before her, a 9.975. As close as you can get, which means she did get a 10 from potentially 2 judges. There's 4 judges in the postseason, at least at this level. There's 6 once you get to Fort Worth at the national championship. You take away the highest and lowest and average the remaining 2.
Wrapping up so nicely for Haley. LSU went lights out in their floor rotation. Such good scores and momentum going for the 2024 national champions.
NCAA Gymnastics Regional Finals continues this weekend on ESPN+. We still have 3 more finals to go, 7 Eastern. Get you out to Utah here on ESPN+ with UCLA, Minnesota, Utah, and Denver. And then 2 more tomorrow in Alabama and Washington. The championships begin Thursday, April 17th with the national semifinals on ESPN2. The final on ABC once again on Saturday, April 19th. The national championship preview show starts at 3:30 p.m. Eastern with the meet to follow at 4. For more information on all 90 NCAA championships, visit ncaa.com. Just 1 more event left for LSU, Michigan State, Kentucky, and Arkansas. The Tigers and the Spartans have absolutely done what they have needed to do. LSU got a real boost here, Kennedy, and we got a real treat by seeing Connor McLean's return to floor.
How amazing is this, Alex? Coming back from that Achilles tear, opening her routine with a double layout. That is tough on those ankles. And again, closed out the routine so nicely with another double flipping pass. Just kidding, with a 1.5 front full. Again though, Connor McLean is back on floor. Watch out.
That is bad news for the rest of the teams in NCAA Gymnastics and great news for all of us. Congratulations to Connor.